We're here at the Racing Electronics Display at the PRI show, booth number 4721 here. Steve Post from Motor Racing Network. And folks, I know a lot of you in the country have seen asphalt modified racing. It is unreal how good that racing is, whether it's the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour. We have got something going on in the South now over the last few years that has been really, really sweet, that's for sure. It's called the Smart Modified Tour, same basic cars as the NASCAR Tour, running the local tracks in the Carolinas. Chris Williams is the guy that's herded the cats, if you will, and pulled this all together.
That's a good way to put that one.
Exactly. Chris, what is this, third season now you're coming into?
Yes, third season, and it's getting better every year. So, nobody said we'd last one. So, we're 3 in, and the future's looking good.
The future is looking good. Let's talk a little bit about 2022. Your champion, Caleb Heady, one of these young talents. I actually covered Caleb during the summer shootout. He tied up with Tommy Baldwin Racing, who's a veteran racer. Pretty cool to have such a young champion like that added to that list of stalwart champions that the Tour has had.
Yeah, Caleb done a really good job, coming into the sport last year and especially this year winning the championship. And let's be honest, Tommy Baldwin builds great race cars. He's got a lot of experience not only in the Cup side but also in the grassroots side. And Caleb, he matured quickly under the tutelage of what Tommy presented for him, and he done extremely well. He's a class act. He obviously is a wheel man, and he done extremely well, and we couldn't be happier to have him as our champion.
The thing I always like about your races is you've got the young guys like the Caleb Headys, you've got obviously Burt Myers, the older guys, you've got Brendan Ward. You've got a great mix of veteran and young kids that are racing in your Tour.
Well, I laugh because, some of the 602 guys, we've seen them coming up. Carson Lofton is going to be extremely good. We kind of grin because Mike Norman, his kids coming along with Cody. And, we have some young guys coming into our series that have toolages from their dad or to the people in the sport that's going to be really good. And let's be honest, we need that new generation to come in and make the excitement and pull for it because, the Bobby Labontes ain't going to be here forever. Some of these other guys ain't going to be here forever. We love the older guys that bring, that type of racing to our sport, not only past champions, Hall of Famers, great guys, but it's also good to see these young guys learning from them because it's the right way to do it.
No doubt about it. You've mentioned Bobby Labonte, NASCAR Hall of Famer. What has it been like for him to run full-time on your Tour?
Competitive. People don't understand how competitive he is. I get a butt chewing every once in a while from him, but I have that relationship with all the guys. They can speak freely to me, and they're passionate about what they do. And I understand representing all these guys in the NASCAR world for so many years. All they want to do is be treated with utmost respect and tell them the truth. And they may come with a problem, of a process. We talk through it and we try to work through it. And but Bobby's a true competitor. He's a champion, and he wants to win. And like everybody else that straps in, if you're a competitor and you want to win, it's going to bring the fire out in you. And it's fun because people don't know how fiery Bobby really is. And so he's nice on the outside. He's very polite. He's polished, but on the inside, he's a fiery competitor, and I love it.
One of the other iconic parts of racing in the Southeast, we talked about Bobby Labonte and everything, is Bowman Gray Stadium. Everyone's familiar with Bowman Gray Stadium. You kind of have a unique thing that you're not them, they're not you, but you two work in tandem for the betterment of modified racing. Is that an accurate statement?
That's 1,000% correct. Everything that I do, I try to work around all the other series. It don't matter if it's up north, with Stafford and, Tri-Track and, all these other ones. It's because some of the guys in our series that, also runs the stadium also have a connectivity in the past with these tracks up north, and I want to work around them. I don't want to compete against them. And that's the same thing I don't want to do with Bowman Gray. Bowman Gray's legacy, right? It's a mainstay in the South. And a lot of our guys do run it, and we want to make sure we stay away from that. But we want to give them their time to shine. And, we don't want to put too much on them, too, where they're trying to run our series and that series, too, because, there's a lot of bent sheet metal, not only in our series but at the stadium. And, when these guys run, 14 events of ours and they run 18 at the stadium, they're running 32 events. That's a lot of racing And if you're tearing up race cars, that's a lot of fixing to do. So, you know, we respect what goes on in all the other series. You know, we've done a lot of things. Our schedule's coming out next week. And, you know, we even took what we had already planned and moved around Wilkesboro and some others, so everybody has the capability of running both, because I feel like we're all true partners, because at the end of the day, we're all trying to do the exact same thing, is give a platform for these guys to showcase their talent.
2023, you just mentioned the schedule has not been released yet, but you're happy with what you guys are putting together?
Yeah, we're very happy with what we're putting together, and you know, we're going to 4 new events. We had, of course, Lonesome Pine already leaked out their opening weekend as us, which is not a leak. I mean, you know, they just wanted to get out to the fans of what's coming. So, you know, Lonesome Pine is new. We're working on Ace, you know, pretty solid event there, which is new. Orange County, which we were trying to run last year, couldn't get it done, and everybody already knows we've tested at Rockingham, so it's gonna come. Now it's Little Rock. They milled it, you know, last week, and working with Justin and them, and so we're looking for a great show there. So I'm like going to other venues. I like putting on these shows for a true tour. You know, we have all of the mainstays, the legacy stays with Hickory and Caraway and South Boston coming back, and love working with those guys. But it's fun to go to new venues, which, you know, keep some of the guys up north coming down here running with us, with Hirschman and some of those others. And, you know, I just want to give them the platform to, you know, be able to run at different venues, and it's fun.
I love that Lonesome Pine leaked your date, because I actually did a Southeast Truck Series race at Lonesome Pine, and as I was driving home, my fear was that I might have been the last guy that ever announced there, because it was on the market and not being sold. The folks over at Motor Mile have taken it over, and fortunately, they have you guys and a whole bunch more on their schedule. So that's pretty exciting to keep one of those. Lonesome Pine is a great racetrack up there in Western Virginia.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, the cool thing about these venues that are, you know, coming back, you know, I say it, and I'm going to say it out loud for everybody. You know, since the pandemic, asphalt's kind of made a turn. But Dale Jr.'s kind of put it on its back right now, and it's really making a turn. And we're kind of riding the wave of a lot of attention going on, not only in the Cars Tour, but, you know, in our tour and some of the others. And to be honest with you, it's great to showcase asphalt, because there hasn't been a growth in asphalt, you know, in the back end of 15, 16, 17, and 18. And, you know, we're going to ride Dale Jr.'s wave a little bit, because he's the man, right? And we all respect what he's trying to do, not only for history, but also for the future of the sport. And, you know, a couple of guys that's associated with us and him and a few others have the same vision of growing it for these younger generation. Instead of just being on your phone all day, you know, go out there and really be involved. And so Dale Jr.'s doing a lot. We really appreciate everything that he's doing, and we're all benefiting from it.
No doubt about it. Can't wait for that schedule release. More important than that, can't wait to get some of your races next year. They were really good shows.
I like you being there, man. It's fun, because you love modifieds just like I do. And seeing all these guys that actually come and watch our racing is unbelievable. You see them everywhere. Old school modified drivers. You know, I asked Satch Worley to come. He's a really good friend of mine. And, you know, plus we like to, you know, bring history into our series. Ray Hendrick last year, and all these other guys. And to be honest with you, I don't want to forget where we came from. I just want to leave it better than I found it, right? And that's what I'm trying to do with this platform.
Mission accomplished, that's for sure. Doing a good job. That's Chris Williams from the Smart Tour, another one of the partners of Racing Electronics, but always good to catch up with Chris, whether it's here at RE or at one of his events across the Southeast.